and we have our 6 strands in our thread. I will pick the 4 that I'm going to need, take the 2 that I don't, and let's see. All right, so I've got 1, 2. Oop. This can be a little precise. Okay, so I am pulling the 2 from the 4, and it can get pretty jumbled. So to prevent that from happening, I'm going to stop every so often and just straighten out the thread that I am separating. And this basically makes it so that way it's not creating, a big knot or jumble. And it's not foolproof, it's still gonna be a little unpredictable, but it just makes it a little bit better. And most of the time you can just straighten it out with a little bit of this. And if you're finding that this is a real problem, you can kind of do, one by one, do it 4 times, one strand, one strand at a time, and then line them up after. The less thread you're taking out, the less knotting that will happen. So I've got my 4 strands here, and I'm going to find my needle, and I'm going to get my thread onto it. So I like to wet my thread, just helps it stick together, and then I just put it all through my needle. This can be pretty difficult, and I know that it can be more difficult for folks who are, can't see as well, or, aren't used to working with things on a small scale like this. So, got it, I think. Oop. Yeah, great. So, just kind of an annoying and tedious part, but if you're having trouble with this, reach out to me. I have a couple tips and tricks that can help. So once I have my needle threaded, I am going to tie a knot at the end of my thread. Starting off with doing knots as a way of securing your thread to your fabric is the easiest way to start, and I'm going to pull my thread through, and I'm just going to do a little bit of this running stitch just to really quickly show you how to fasten your stitches after you've kind of stitched something on your hoop. So, also, I'm not sure if I was totally clear. I don't knot my thread onto my needle. I just make sure that I pull enough through. This tends to be just fine. I just pull enough through so that way as I'm, pulling my needle through my fabric, it's not going to, slip out of my needle. So after you've done your stitches and you want to make sure they're not going anywhere, It's just really not looking good, but that's okay. Um, I'm going to either tie a knot on the back of my um, hoop, back my fabric, and tighten it that way, or I can kind of weave my thread through my different stitches, and that's just another way to fasten my stitches and make sure that they are not going anywhere. So you kind of have those two options for fastening, and you can kind of see after doing that they're not really moving around. So I'm just gonna snip the ends here, and I have my stitches.